So I don't know if you've been looking at the CMS Surveyor guidance lately if you're in long-term care. If you've been looking at Becker's and all the other healthcare publications, you'll see the citations for psychosocial harm and immediate jeopardy are up, and they're rising. And so CMS, Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services, have issued new surveyor guidance. And, you just got to think of it. Let's flip this. What do you think it might be like to be someone who comes into care in assisted living or long-term care, who maybe didn't want to be there, who maybe hasn't quite come to terms with some of the losses they're experiencing as they move around and change, and as their health changes? You see, what's true is that everybody brings their history. Your staff brings their history, you bring your history. The residents and patients that you serve bring their histories. And it's really easy to forget that everybody's been overwhelmed by something really big. And that the dynamics of power and conflict and all the things we wrestle with in organizations and in individual life are amplified in the situations of caregiving. Now, what we know, which is so cool here at the Trauma Informed Academy, is that psychosocial harm is really easy to inflict, and it's also pretty easy to avoid with some simple changes that align with emotional intelligence, especially when delivered and mastered through a trauma-responsive lens. I'll tell you this, I've never met a staff person, I've never met anybody who wanted a diagnosis of mental illness, which is what you get when you work from a trauma-less perspective and look only at the medical model. But everybody wants higher levels of emotional intelligence because you get better pay, you have better relationships, it makes things really work well. And the skills in mastering overwhelming experiences that are traumatic and in mastering emotional intelligence are the same. It's just the perspective through which they're delivered and mastered is somewhat different. So if you want to see a reduction in the risk of psychosocial citations and IJ citations, and you want to see an increase in the possibility that staff might stay, then maybe we could help you change your culture to be more trauma responsive. It also is going to make you more trauma informed, and it's going to shift your perspective from only delivering therapy to people with known histories to the ways in which we all relate to each other that help each other succeed and do well. Yeah, that's what I do, and I love it.